Because this is a story about a witch coming up who loves pumpkin pie just as much as I do. Yeah. All right, fantastic. Go ahead and sit there, Miss Witch. So this witch lives in a cottage in this story, and she has a very big garden. Go ahead and help her give her brew a stir. Will you stir your brew with me? She would stir her brew and mix all sorts of spells and potions and spells. She was an even better gardener, and she loved every single year she would grow a big garden full of yummy potatoes and carrots and all sorts of other different vegetables. She had a nice turnip farm and beets as well, and she grew everything from all. And when she got there, she saw a pumpkin that was as big as a 9-year-old, and her mouth dropped open. And she said, with the audience's help, she said, "Big pumpkin!
Big pumpkin!"
She said, "I've got to pick this thing.
I got to pick this thing.
It's going to make the yummiest pumpkin pie."
This is going to make the yummiest pumpkin pie.
And so she grabbed hold of the pumpkin stem, which for the purpose. Pulled with the audience's help.
Pull!
Oh, but the pumpkin just sat, and the witch stomped her foot and said, "Drat!"
Rat.
She said, "This pumpkin is stuck on the vine,
This pumpkin is stuck on the vine.
and Halloween is just hours away.
Halloween's just hours away.
What am I gonna do?"
What am I going to do?
She scratched her chin. She thought about it for a while. She put her finger in the air and she said, "Aha!
Aha!
I've got it."
I got it.
And she phoned up her friend from a nearby graveyard. She called the ghost. Is anybody who wants to be my ghost in this story? Don't worry. Sometimes your 15 seconds of fame only lasts that long. All right, perfect. There's your ghost. You come on up. And the ghost, the air got chillier, and the ghost began to shiver. And the ghost came in, and she saw that big pumpkin, and she said, "Big pumpkin!"
Big pumpkin!
And the witch said, "It's big, it's mine, it's stuck on the vine,
It's big, it's mine, it's stuck on the vine.
and Halloween is just hours away."
And Halloween's just hours away.
We all say that together. It's
Big, it's mine, it's stuck on the vine, and Halloween is just hours away.
And the ghost said, I'm strong, I can help. She went and grabbed on the pumpkin stem. You go get the pumpkin. And she pulled. Oh, but you see, ghosts, well, they're incorporeal. They can't grab a hold of things, it seems like. And so the ghost stomped her foot and said, "Drat!"
Drat. See?
Drat. Very good. She said, "It's too big." Say, "It's too big."
It's too big.
Very good. To the applause.
Yay!
And so she scratched her chin. She thought about who she should call. She put her finger in the air and said, "Aha!" She called up the vampire. The vampire.
Where's your vampire?
It's like all of the ghostly creatures are of a kind so far. And the vampire came up the stairs and said, "Blah!" He said, "Blah."
Blah.
He said, "I'm here to pick your pumpkin."
I'm here to pick your pumpkin.
And the witch said, "It's big, it's mine, it's stuck on the vine,
It's big, it's mine, it's stuck on the vine.
and Halloween is just hours away."
And Halloween's just hours away.
And the vampire said, "I'll help you."
I will help you.
And she went and grabbed on the stem of the pumpkin, and she pulled, and she pulled, and she pulled, oh, with the help of the audience.
Yay!
Oh, but that pumpkin just sat, and she stomped her foot and said, "Drat!"
Rat.
She said, "What are we gonna do?"
What are we gonna do?
She scratched her chin. She thought about it. She put her finger in the air and said, "Aha!
Aha.
I've got it.
Got
We'll call up the werewolf."
Ooh.
And she said, "What's going on?"
What's going on?
And they all pointed at the big pumpkin. And she said, "Big pumpkin!"
Big pumpkin.
And the witch said, "It's big, it's mine, it's stuck on the vine.
It's big, it's mine, it's stuck on the vine.
And Halloween is just hours away." Well, the monster said, "I'll help." And she went and grabbed on the pumpkin stem. And she pulled, and she pulled, and she pulled with the help of the audience. Help her out. Pull, but that pumpkin just sat there. And the bat said, "Big pumpkin!
Big pumpkin.
The bat said, "I'll help out." And they all looked at him. They looked him up and down. And you see, this bat was teeny tiny, just that big. And they all looked at him, and they began to laugh. With the help of the old vegetables in the audience, too. All the carrots and the potatoes and the tomatoes in the garden. And all the monsters laughed. They pointed at him and laughed. And the witch said, "You're so small.
You're so small.
If the ghost couldn't do it,
If the ghost couldn't do it,
and the vampire couldn't do it,
and the vampire couldn't do it,
and the werewolf couldn't do it,
and the werewolf couldn't do it,
and the monster couldn't do
do
it,
it,
and I couldn't do
do
it,
it,
then you are much too small and much too weak."
and you're much too small and much too weak.
And the bat folded his arms and he said, "Well, I may be small and I may be weak, but I'm smart and I've got a plan." And so he made all the monsters come at him. He squeaked and squeak, 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 squeak. He whispered in front of the witches here, and the vampires here, and the ghosts, and the werewolves here, and the monsters here. Whisper, whisper, squeak, 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 squeak. And they all said, "Aha!
Aha!
Good idea."
Good
Good
idea.
idea.
First in line was the witch, and she grabbed the stem. Second was the vampire, and she grabbed onto the witch, and the ghost grabbed onto the vampire, and the werewolf grabbed onto the ghost.
Grab onto the one. Hold on.
Very good, very good. Go ahead and grab on. Grab on.
I think.
And the monster grabbed on to the werewolf, and at the very end, the bat, and they all pulled with the help of the audience. Pull! Pull! And with a big... Off came the pumpkin.
And that's usually.
Come on, pumpkin.
Stand up.
And it fell on the ground, and the monsters cheered, "Hooray!" And they all ate the pumpkin. They all rubbed their tummies. All the monsters rubbed their tummies, and they said, pumpkin pie."
Pumpkin pie.
And just in time for the Halloween party, all the monsters ate their pumpkin pie, including the audience.